Have you ever wondered why no matter how hard you work, you still feel stuck? You hustle, you grind, you give 100%. And yet someone else, doing the same thing, pulls ahead. What if I told you it's not just about how hard you work but about what you keep doing, often without even noticing? In this video, we're uncovering 13 surprising habits that many poorer income people repeat, and the smart moves the rich avoid. Watch carefully, because real change starts when you see the pattern. Welcome back to Tips Mayor, where we help you live smarter, not harder. Today we're taking a hard look at behaviors that go unnoticed, yet cost you years, opportunities, and freedom. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a strategic skill video that can change your financial and professional game. Also drop a comment now. Which of these habits do you suspect you might be doing that's holding you back? Alright, let's get started. The first habit on our list is spending to show status rather than building assets. One of the habits that the poor people do is spending money to show status instead of building assets. Many people associate rich with fancy cars, designer clothes, or the newest gadget. But the truth, just because you look rich doesn't mean you are rich. Research shows that those struggling financially often live above their means, while the wealthy focus on net worth, not show worth. For example, in the UK, someone might take out a high-end lease car thinking it projects success, but that lease is a cost, not an asset. Meanwhile, someone financially savvy parks the lease and puts the difference into investment. So this is what you are going to do. This week, track every purchase that gave you status, that is, branded, luxury, show-off items. Then ask, did this purchase add to my net worth or subtract from it? Now that you see the cost of status spending, let's move into what happens when you chase instant pleasure instead of long-term gain. The habit number 2 is chasing short-term gratification instead of playing the long game. That is, opting for immediate pleasure instead of delayed reward. In our hustle culture, especially in the US and UK, it's easy to seek instant results, but wealth doesn't build overnight. Nova Money points out, rich people think long-term, while those who struggle often focus on short-term gratification. For instance, someone receives their bonus and spends it on a luxury holiday now, while someone else takes the bonus and puts it into a pension or index fund. Same money, different horizon, but here is what you are going to do. Choose one purchase this month, delay it for 30 days. In those 30 days, invest that same amount instead. You will be surprised to see what happens. When you delay gratification, you also begin to recognize time as your most valuable asset. This is where the habit number 3 comes in, that is, not treating time like money. Rich people recognize time as their most non-renewable asset. Many who struggle financially treat only money as currency. Time still gets wasted. Research has shown that millionaires spend less time watching TV and more time reading, planning, or learning. For example, in the UK, someone binge watches a full season over a weekend and feels drained. Meanwhile, someone rich-minded uses that time to listen to an audiobook, outline their next business move, or network. This is what you are going to do. Audit one full weekend. Log how you spend your time, then mark 3 hours that could be reallocated to high-impact activities like learning, planning, and side income. Valuing your time sets you up for bigger leaps, but to grow you must embrace risk. This brings us to the 4th habit of the poor people, which is avoiding risk because of fear of loss. Many people take playing it safe as smart, but it can be the slow route to stagnation. Nova Money notes that wealthy people take calculated risks while those struggling often play it safe and miss growth. For instance, a UK startup opportunity arises, but the person stuck in wage job says, "I'll wait until I'm more secure." Meanwhile, a financially savvy person dives in, knowing risk is part of growth. Here's what to do. Write one safe decision you made last year. Then list one calculated risk you could take this year, with small downside, large upside, and then commit to it. From risk comes leverage. Let's shift to how working only for money keeps you from making money work for you. That is the habit number 5. It is about being trapped in the earn-to-spend cycle instead of building passive or scalable income. Research shows those who struggle financially focus solely on active income, working hours for dollars rather than building assets or systems. In the US, for example, someone picks up extra hours at work and spends the bonus. Another builds a side income stream, digital product, rent, investment, and reinvests the returns. But here's what to do. Identify 1 hour this week you can convert into passive income work. That is, plan a side hustle, research investment, or outline product. Working less for more begins when you learn who to listen to. That is where the habit number 6 of the poor people comes in. They listen to everyone's advice instead of studying successful people's advice. Many struggling people follow social media get-rich-quick advice. The wealthy invest in learning, mentors, and proven systems. Studies show 88% of wealthy people read for at least 30 minutes each day versus 2% of those struggling. For instance, a UK person browses dozens of blogs about quick schemes. One rich-minded person buys one good book, reads 30 minutes daily, applies one principle, and gets steady progress. Here is what you should do. Pick one respected book or course this week. Commit to reading, working 20 minutes a day. Ignore the noise. Learning leads to smarter decisions. Habits number 7 of the poor people is impulsive financial decisions rather than strategic ones. Whether it's spending, investing, or career choices, those who struggle often act emotionally and immediately. The wealthy take strategic pauses. In the US, for instance, someone invests in a hot stock after seeing hype on social media, instead of analyzing fundamentals. One financially savvy person reads the company, waits for right entry, invests for value. Here is what you should do. Next time you feel a strong urge to spend or invest, pause, write down what your reasons are. Then sleep on it. If you still believe, next day, execute. Strategy beats reaction. Now, let's move to planning, the power of clear goals and meaningful plans. Which is the habit number 8. Poor people fail to set clear goals or have meaningful plans. They're always hoping that things will get better instead of setting clear goals and plans. Research states 70% of wealthy people pursue a major goal annually. Only 3% of those struggling do the same. For instance, a UK professional says, "I'd like to earn more someday." A young entrepreneur writes, "By May 2026 I will generate £5,000 per month inside income by launching my online course." Here's what you should do. Take 10 minutes now and write one financial or professional goal with a deadline. Then break it into weekly tasks for the next 4 weeks. With your goal set, you're better equipped to respond smartly when pressure hits. This brings us to the habit number 9 of the poor people, which is reacting emotionally to financial situations instead of maintaining control. Emotional spending, panic investing, or avoidance all cost you in the long run. Research shows wealthy individuals filter their emotions and stay rational even under stress. In the US, someone sees the market drop 20% and sells out in panic. Another uses the drop to buy assets at discount with calm strategy. Here's what you should do. Create a financial reaction plan. Decide ahead how you'll act if you lose money or face a setback. Write it down, then follow it instead of acting purely by emotion. Habit number 10 of the poor people is using only savings accounts and avoiding investment. Poor people tend to hold money in savings and avoid investment, therefore letting inflation erode value. Many struggling households treat earnings as to be spent. Rich people treat money as opportunity. For example, in the UK, someone leaves £10,000 in a current account earning negligible interest. Another invests it, benefits from compounding over time. Here is what to do. Take one small amount, for example, £50 or $50, and invest it this week. Don't wait for a big sum. Start small, build habit. Investing leads to leverage. Now let's talk about where you spend your time. That is the habit number 11. One of the habits of the poor people is spending time on low-value tasks instead of high-return activities. They tend to waste hours on low-value tasks while ignoring high-return activities. Wealthy individuals work smarter, not just harder. For instance, a UK employee checks social media for hours instead of upskilling or exploring side income. A rich-minded person uses non-working hours to learn a marketable skill or develop an asset. Here is what to do. For 1 week, log your non-productive hours, for example, TV, scrolling, or gossip. Then reallocate 30% of that to a growth activity like an online course, network, or side project. Now that you're refocusing time and money, let's talk about building systems instead of chasing jobs. The habit number 12 of the poor people is chasing another job or overtime instead of creating systems or multiple income streams. The rich understand freedom comes when income is not tied to time. In the US, for example, someone works 2 jobs and feels exhausted. Another invests time in building an online product that earns even when they sleep. Here's what to do. Brainstorm one system you could build in the next 90 days that can earn passive or semi-passive income. For example, digital product, subscription service, or affiliate. Write the first step today. And finally, the habit that keeps you stuck longer than any other. That is, the habit number 13 that poor people do that the rich don't do is failing to walk away from bad deals or patterns. Staying in bad deals, bad habits, or toxic patterns because you feel safe with what you know. Often the smartest move is to walk away. The rich know this. For example, a UK lease car, high consumer debt, or a job that pays poorly but feels safe. Someone else quits and invests elsewhere. Here's what to do. Write your current bad deal or pattern you feel stuck in. Then write the condition under which you will walk away. Set a small deadline. Commit. Let's recap. These 13 surprising habits might be holding you back because they're invisible, habitual, and almost automatic. But the good news is, they're also reversible. You can shift one behavior today and start moving toward the mindset of the rich. Pick one habit today. Maybe you'll start investing instead of spending. Maybe you'll treat your time like money, or maybe you'll build a system instead of another job. Your future doesn't hinge on your income, it hinges on your habits. If you found these insights helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share with a friend who needs a change in habit. I would love to hear from you. Which one habit from the 13 will you start changing today? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to TipsMayor and hit the notification bell so you won't miss more high-impact and success videos. Also check out our other videos for more tips on how to build financial foundations and a better you. This is TipsMayor, helping you live smarter, not harder. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.